I grew up in a town where the past never really let go. Old names, old grudges, old stories. They clung to everything like moss on the crumbling stone walls downtown. One of those stories was about the lady with the lantern. They said she was a spirit that wandered the woods on the north side of town, the deep part, past the abandoned mills and the crumbling cemetery no one tended anymore. If you saw her, you were supposed to turn around immediately and leave, no matter what, because if you stayed, she would follow you, and eventually, she would find you. Some people said she was looking for her child, a boy who went missing over a century ago. Others said she was no longer searching for anything, just hunting. I didn't believe in any of it. Not really. Until the night I saw her for myself. It was just after Christmas. A group of us, old friends home for the holidays, decided to go out drinking. Somebody brought up the legend, and someone else, I think it was Ben, said, "We should go look for her." We all laughed, but the kind of laugh you do when you're uncomfortable. Still, around midnight, we piled into 2 cars and drove out to the old trailhead, flashlights and beers in hand, daring each other to be the first to see her. The air was wrong that night. Too still, too cold, even for December. Our boots crunched over dead leaves that seemed almost frozen solid. Even the moon looked strange. A thin, broken shard, barely peeking through a thick, rolling fog. We were only about 20 minutes into the woods when we found the first sign. A lantern. An old, rusted thing hanging from a low tree branch. No one could agree whether it had been there before. The older hikers swore they'd never seen it. But it was there now, swaying gently even though there was no wind. Ben, ever the idiot, grabbed it, shook it like a trophy. Nothing happened. We pushed deeper. That's when we started hearing noises. At first, it was soft. The faint creaking of wood, like an old house settling. Then whispers. Low, unintelligible, just under the edge of hearing. One by one, our flashlights began to flicker. At first, we thought it was just the batteries freezing. But then the lights didn't just die. They were snuffed out, like something squeezing the life out of them. Then, ahead, cutting through the darkness like a knife, a blue light, cold and unnatural, swaying between the trees. We stopped dead. And from the mist, she came. A woman. Or what had once been a woman. Her figure was twisted, wrong, arms too long, spine arched at an unnatural angle. Her head hung at a sickening tilt, like it was broken. And in her hand, she clutched a battered old lantern, the glass cracked, spilling out that flickering blue flame. She moved without sound, without effort, almost gliding across the ground. And then she turned her face toward us. I wish I could say I saw nothing, that her hood covered her face. But I didn't. I saw everything. Her skin was pale and bloated, like something left too long underwater. Her eyes were wrong, enormous, glassy, and black as the void. And her mouth hung open in a permanent, gaping scream. None of us moved. None of us even breathed. Then her free hand, long skeletal fingers, lifted. She pointed at us, and the woods exploded into motion. Footsteps all around us, dozens, hundreds, racing through the trees. Shapes darted between the trunks. Shapes that looked almost human, but weren't. Something brushed my shoulder, something cold and wet, like a hand, or a piece of fabric dragging across me. I dropped my flashlight and ran. The forest warped around me. No matter how far I ran, the trees seemed to close in tighter, twisting into sickening, unnatural shapes. I could hear the others screaming. Some close, some impossibly far away. Branches lashed my face, tore at my jacket, but I didn't stop. Somewhere behind me, The blue light bobbed closer, closer, and beneath it, the soft sound of a woman humming a lullaby just on the edge of hearing. I burst through the trees into the parking lot, nearly collapsing against my car. The others, only two others, stumbled out moments later. Ben never made it back. We searched for him, called the cops, combed the woods for days. No trace, not a footprint, not a scrap of clothing, nothing. The police eventually chalked it up to hypothermia and disorientation, said he must have gotten lost and frozen to death out there somewhere. But we knew the truth. We knew who had taken him. It's been years now. I moved to the city, tried to put it behind me. But sometimes, late at night, when I'm driving down a deserted road, I'll catch a glimpse in my rearview mirror. A faint, flickering blue light weaving through the darkness, and a figure walking just behind it, head tilted, mouth open in a silent scream. Still searching, still hunting. And someday, when the time is right, she'll find me, too.